course, but yes, we have our old friend Harley on with us, looking like you're in a real cool place. Is this your place? Is this your apartment?
Yeah, this is my condo right now, and I
Very
noticed that
nice.
the TV's in the back because I usually have a green screen up, but
No, I'm cool with that. It looks like somebody's playing some Call of Duty back there.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
seeing.
it's Amir. Amir's going in on some Call of Duty.
Is it the current
Nice.
COD?
Yeah, the new one.
I've been playing a bunch of that, and
It's good. Good for them. That game.
Good for that game.
Oh, it's shit. It's shit. You don't like it?
no,
You hate it.
look, I'm having a hard
playable.
time. I played it a bunch, and as is typical for COD, my feelings run so hot and cold that like the highs are high, the lows are low. Oftentimes, it feels like the low's not my fault. I stream with people better than me, and the skill-based matchmaking, like I'll start to think like this COD's the shit, and you know what? I am too. And then last time I streamed, we had this guy named Clifford in there. Clifford is a COD god. And
I already knew that. Name like Clifford.
we
That's what he
won
does.
every game.
I know Clifford.
And I was doing push-ups for how negative I went. So if I got like say 10 kills and 17 deaths, that's 7 push-ups. And I had maybe
Ooh.
80 by the end of the night.
I was gonna say you're looking jacked, bro. You're getting your ass kicked on COD or
Dude,
what?
the worse I am at COD, the more jacked I get. I'm gonna Hulk out by springtime.
That's the trick to me cutting some weight. Implementing that. I'll be doing,
now-
all right, I got to do 48 push-ups again.
Now, if you just switch to Tarkov, you'll actually turn into a human Hulk.
yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it. The skill-based matchmaking hurts my feelings and resets my feelings on how good I am. And then also, I think there are 7 maps in the gameplays. Like, if you like Dom and Headquarters and like the standards, I think there's 7 maps. And that's not enough, in my opinion.
No. Yeah. Well, what do
Yeah.
they do? They do variations of the maps, right? Like they do that, like what Battlefield does.
I don't think so. But they have some dedicated maps for the 10v10 game modes. I think there's a 32-player lobby, Ground War. It maybe has 2 maps. There's a bunch of
Yeah,
2v2.
they added a new one, I thought, or something.
I think it went from 1 to 2, I think. I don't play Ground War much. And there's a bunch of 2v2 maps for Gunfight. And I don't know how many maps that has, like 6-ish, guessing. But I don't play that very much. So if you're a guy like me who tends to stick to mostly the objective-based, like traditional games, there's not a lot of maps. If you're a variety player and you like Gunfight and Ground War, then there's a bunch.
I literally just play team deathmatch hardcore, and that's all I do.
I like hardcore.
I don't really give anything else like really that much time. I like to play a lot of Battlefield. I prefer Battlefield a lot, but
Have you tried Tarkov at all?
Yeah, I have. I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, everybody is. That's the whole point. Like, there's nobody who like there are no Tarkov players, streamers, pros who are like, yeah, I just win every time. Nobody does. Everybody is just like, well, it's kind of like real life, you know. If you go into a war zone, sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't.
Wow. It's AI.
All gave some and some gave all. We did our best.
I slaughter AI. I'm sure I'd be good.
No, but sometimes in Tarkov, the bad guys are real people. They're not AI. Like you can go in and you take control of an AI. So you might come across an AI and it's like some guy who's just gonna fuck you up, make you do push-ups.
I watch a lot of Tarkov videos lately. Like I'm probably as knowledgeable about that game as anyone who's never played can be. And it like I'm looking at all the addictive aspects of it and I'm like, man,
Yeah.
it's like heroin. Like I know I'd like it, but I'm not sure I should start it. There's like all kinds of rank up stuff and you get more and more loot and you have loot in the bank, which lets you play next time. And it's never enough. Like Shroud was like, man, I'm low on level 3 vests. He had 20 level 3 vests. I'm like, you're like a Tarkov billionaire. And for some reason, like you feel like it's not enough. You know, I
remember I played it. Speaking of our 2012 brethren, I was playing with Freddie Wong and like his crew, and it was one of my first times playing. They're like, "Yeah, you come through with us," and I like spawned in. My guy's wearing like beach shorts and like a t-shirt, and I have like a pistol and like a spoon that I found. And they came in like they just looked like real army boys, and I was like, oh my god. And he was just like, yeah, we call this full Ninja Turtle mode because they have like the backpack and the helmet and everything. Their guys do look like huge green Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And I'm there with like my finger like this. Where are we going?
He's got jams on from the 1980s.
Dude, I learned that a broken spoon can actually be pretty dangerous from the COD campaign. I escaped from a prison
Oh yeah, that's right.
using nothing more than I've been streaming the campaign, and I swear I must have gotten killed by that Russian guy who bursts into your house when you're a little Syrian girl or a little random unspecified Estonian
That
girl.
guy got you?
Yeah, because I would run over and I was trying to sneak on him, and I would, should I not have died that many times? He probably got me.
I
He
didn't
probably
die
got me
once.
6 times.
Yeah, I didn't die once on that, but I can't judge. Like the one where you control the woman with the surveillance cameras, I might have had like 12 deaths on that. Like
That
I
one
died
I
about-
breezed.
No, I died.
through.
I
Yeah,
died,
right?
I died
Two or
like
three.
3-4 times walking out of there when you have the gun and you're trying to. You're the little girl trying to shoot.
Oh,
the
that was
Desert
hard.
Eagle. That I messed that
Yeah,
up a
I
couple
got
times.
fucked up pretty bad
Yeah,
by
that
that
But
was
guy.
when I
hard.
saw that part, like, I was actually with Amir's playing right now, and he was there, and he saw it. I'm like, yo, Amir, look at this. He's like, give the kid a gun, and then this game gets an award in my books. And like next scene, it's like that, and he was like, yup. He's like, they did it. They did it.
They're
Dude.
calling it the bravest scene in video game history.
There are so many dead children in that game. There are children that you, as the character, threaten to kill. There's some dead dogs that you crawl
I didn't
over.
feel like there were enough dead children. Not for my
boat.
taste.
There can always be more.
there
Are
were
there
hundreds
no
of dead
schools in this
children.
country? Come on.
There's a scene where they gas a town, I'll call it, and there's
Yeah.
just dead kids all over, and they crawl over a dead dog, and they're like, they just kill everything, and you're like,
Oh, it was so over the top violent that I remember, like, on stream, I was like, "What does Russia have to gain from this?" They're just like, "Today we're going to do school shootings in the Middle East." it's like, but why? Because we're bad guys.
I had a Russian guy who's always in my streams, and like when that part was coming up, he'd already played the game. He's like, I leave now. He's like, I'll be back. He's like, I just hate this whole part.